And welcome to another edition of Coach's Corner. Chase the Horse Made Horsley here alongside with Coach Casey Sellers here with our rodeo squad today. And Coach, I know it's a little bit of a different setup. You're on the headset for the first time. But tell us a little bit about this rodeo team. You guys have a home match coming up this weekend. So give us a little breakdown of what's going on.
Yeah, we are kind of gas pedal to the floor right now, getting ready. We start off with our spring season at our home rodeo coming up on Friday. So we're kind of gearing up to host and gearing up to start competing, and it's good to see the kids. I think they look good.
They're looking good, and that's the big thing, right? Making sure everything is looking up to par, where you want it going into this next part of the season?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, of course, hosting a good rodeo is important to us, and it'll be great watching, but it's also very important to me that they're getting the practice that they need and that they feel supported and watched, and we're excited to see what they do out here in our home community.
So what did off-season kind of look like for you guys?
Oh, rodeo's different than some sports, I think, because off-season oftentimes looks more intense than in-season. So they, there might be a change. There's young horses showing up, but that's kind of when they make their biggest changes and biggest improvements is after the fall season and before the spring. And I think the results of those changes and that work that they've put in is going to show. Absolutely.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about what we're going to kind of see here at your home rodeo. Are you going to make it a little bit different than some other rodeos, or is it all pretty much going to be the same?
Oh, I think the Gillette College Rodeo kind of has its own taste. It'll be efficiently ran, well ran, but it'll be good watching. There's going to be some great competitors from across the region, but many of those are going to be pronghorns.
Absolutely. Okay, so you also have taken charge since the last time that we were able to talk. You are now the full-blown head coach of this team, and are there any nerves or anything kind of going on from it? I mean, you just had your banquet that was a little bit ago that put on that was absolutely amazing once again. But has there been any nerve changes or anything?
Oh, to a point, but Coach Leduc's been so good at supporting us, and he still has a big role in this team. He's helped me with some finer details on the rodeo, and it's nice knowing that he's always there to back us up and help in any way possible. But this team does such a good job of carrying themselves. It's an honor to get to be their head coach, but they put in the work no matter who's at the helm.
That's awesome. And speaking of work, you guys are going to work as soon as you're done with this, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
So what does practice look like for today?
Oh, it's spring break, so this is my favorite week of practice. We do everything every day, all day long, and then in between the cracks, fit in some rodeo prep.
Wow, there you go. So anything and everything, it all between. What does a practice kind of look like?
Oh, I mean, like on a typical day, we usually crack off in the morning with the boys tying from the chute for tie-down practice, and then the girls with goat tying practice. And as soon as they're done on the ground, they've got horses saddled and calves and steers loaded, and there's ropes swinging and kids on the bucking machine, and it's kind of chaos, semi-organized chaos.
Yeah. No, that's always nice. And then for spring break, it's anything and everything. So does each team have a certain time or individual of what time they're going to be practicing a certain event?
Yes and no, kind of. This gets convoluted, but we rope muleys for our home rodeos. So we rope calves instead of horned cattle. So that allows us to be able to breakaway and team rope practice together rather than having horned cattle in and just tie down calves in. So it's I guess a little more blurry on the lines of teams and events during.
So why do you guys do it like that?
It's kind of an old school way, and so it kind of sets our rodeo apart from different rodeos. It also, we have a contractor here locally that helps us make that possible, and it just, kind of gives our rodeo a different twist.
Well, perfect. Okay, so I know we got a couple we got a cowboy and a cowgirl that we want to talk with. So we'll talk about them for a moment.
Yeah. So Kevy Bronco is a senior this year. She's from Blackfoot, Idaho, and she's one we stole from CWC here a few years ago. We've enjoyed having her. She's been a blast to have around. Really fun to watch. She's fundamentally incredibly correct. Great horseman and busts her tail. So I'm looking for her to make a big showing in the breakaway, and she team ropes very well. She's just been a pleasure to have around. And we also have Roni Prophet. He's from Kimmerer, Wyoming. And he had a heck of a high school career wrestling. We've since turned him to the dark side, and he's one of Marvin Garrett's rough stock kids, and
Hmm.
he has a very bright future too. These kids both are just they have a great work ethic.
Well, perfect. Well, we're going to talk with them when we come back. We'll be right back here with more of our Coach's Corner. And welcome back here to Coach's Corner. Chase the Horseman Horsley here alongside with Cowgirl Kevy here with us. And how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing well. Okay, first things first. We got to talk about this whole stealing situation.
Yeah.
So you got stolen away from CWC?
Somewhat, yes.
Somewhat, yes. What did all that kind of entail?
Um, I was kind of just ready for something new, and I was there for 2 years, and I reached out to Casey Ray, and she was nice enough to let me come over here, which I love it here.
Yeah. Is it what are the differences that you've kind of seen here at Gillette than at CWC?
Definitely like the barn. You can get the barn from like 8 to 7 and
Okay.
practice all you want, ride all the horses you want.
That's nice. Rather than what did it kind of look like there? Was it kind of like strict times of
Yeah.
hey, this is what you can
Yeah,
do?
you could. There was a practice schedule from 3 to 6 every day, which is not bad, but
Hmm.
it's not very much time.
Yeah, that's only 3 hours
Yeah.
to really kind of work with your horse and
Yeah, and it's like multiple events that they're doing in the 3 hours.
in
Yeah.
the three. Man, yeah, you really kind of got the premium version now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what kind of events do you do?
I break away in team rope.
Breakaway and team rope. Okay, how'd you get into those ones?
I kind of just growed up doing it. I really never done anything different, so that's all I've known.
That's all you've known.
Yeah.
You kind of grown up since you were a little girl all the way through.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow. Have you ever tried doing any of the rough stock events or anything?
No.
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 you
Not
you
into
don't
that.
what? You don't want to you don't want to bronc ride or bull
No.
ride or anything like that?
No, I'm a little smarter than that.
Hey, that's one thing that I still want to do at some point.
Oh,
is
really?
I want to ride a bull. That's like one thing that I want to do before I die. I want to ride a bull. That's the thing. I don't know why, but I do. But okay, so give us a little synopsis. So you're from Idaho. So what did Idaho rodeos kind of look in compared to maybe what you're seeing here in college?
Mm, there's not much of a difference. I mean, you kind of just all do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Is there a different like setup? Because I know there's like different. I know the events are pretty much all the same, but has it ran smoother than maybe previous ones that you've done in the past, or is it more of kind of like, oh hey, here's this and go type of thing?
yeah, I mean, you have your rodeos that, aren't ran the greatest, but I mean, they're all pretty well ran
Yeah.
well, yeah.
Okay, so you said you've been doing this since you were a little girl. So how long in total are we looking at that you've been a part of rodeo?
I started rodeoing when I was in middle school.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what actually like got you into rodeo? Was it parents, grandparents? Did you just see it on TV one day?
Yeah, yeah. My dad, he's always done it, so I mean,
Okay.
he kind of just raised us to do it.
So he's just like, you got no
Yeah,
choice, you're
yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
It's like those dads that play baseball and football and they're like, you're living my dream for me,
Yeah.
type of thing. So that's always the fun part. So what events did your dad end up doing?
He calf roped, team roped, and steer wrestled a little bit. And that's about it. No rough stock.
No rough stock. Now, have you steer wrestled?
No.
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 He just can't get you to do any of those
No.
those fun events.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'm built for it.
Okay, so tell us what is some of the hardest things about your event that you end up, with breakaway roping. What's the hardest part about it?
I would probably say like controlling your mindset. Like having a good mindset all the time
Mm-hmm.
was probably the hardest thing. Other than that, if you can do that, it's pretty easy.
Okay, so if there's any little girls that want to be cowgirls, want to do rodeo, especially here at Gillette or, somewhere in college, what advice would you give them?
Never give up.
Never give up. I like it. So was there at one point that you thought about giving up?
Yeah, multiple. Yeah.
Multiple?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that comes with the territory a lot of times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
that's crazy. But okay. But we got to ask the fun question. What's your pre-game, and it's kind of like not really a pre-game. What's your pre-rodeo drink and food that you like to have before each and every event? Maybe rodeo that you're about to go to. Maybe it's a snackage before an event that you're about to go do.
Shoot. Usually, I guess my go-to is probably I like drinking Red Bull. I drink the coconut Red Bull. I don't really eat
You
before
don't,
before
hold on,
more
you
of an
should rephrase that.
afterwards.
Okay. She does eat, y'all. She
Yeah.
does eat. She just
Not before, afterwards.
So what's the afterwards champion meal?
Depends what's to offer. I like cheeseburgers.
Okay. So maybe just a plain old cheeseburger. Now, do you like all the fixing or
Yeah.
just a cheeseburger?
I like all of it.
All the fixings?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not a plain Jane.
No.
Okay, cool. That's always good to know because some people just like the cheese, the meat, and the bread.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but they do.
Yeah.
So, no offense to anybody that, likes that, but that's just not our vibe. So coconut Red Bull right before an event or just right before the full rodeo?
Right before the full
The full
yeah.
rodeo. Okay, I was like, I don't know if a Red Bull would look good or I don't know. Does it like kind of stim your brain a little bit to kind of like get you going for the day?
I don't know. I just like the flavor.
You just like the flavor. That's perfect. Okay, awesome. Now, what are some of the other hobbies that you like to do?
I don't know. I don't really do much besides ride horses. We own cows, so I guess I do that for fun.
You raise cows for fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That you don't like going bowling or
Yeah.
running a marathon.
Not really.
She said no.
Definitely not a marathon. I would
Definitely not a
I'm
marathon.
thinking
Oh,
I'd go
come
run a marathon
on.
for fun.
Yeah, I don't know how those people do it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go ride a marathon.
Yeah.
You
right.
have fun with that.
Yeah.
I'll just go run my 3 miles. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Well, perfect. Well, is there any final things that you want to kind of like talk about fans wise? I mean, you got your home rodeo that's going to be coming up this weekend. So, anything you want to say to the fans to encourage them to come on out to the Camplex?
It's a good rodeo. It's good watching.
Good rodeo. It's good watching. A lady of many words. Well, Kevin, we appreciate your time, and we'll be talking with you probably hopefully throughout the rodeo and stuff as well. But best of luck the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Awesome. We'll be back here with more of Coach's Corner coming up after this. And welcome back here with Coach's Corner. Chase the Horseman Horsley here alongside with Cowboy Roney here. And Roney, I mean, first off, tell me a little bit about how your season's been kind of going.
My season last fall didn't go the way I wanted it to, but I've been making those preparations and getting better every day, and I feel pretty confident coming into the spring part.
That's always the best part is when you know that you're building something to get ready for the next part of the season. You can't live one day and be like, whatever, and then move into the next. So that's always the good part. So tell us a little about some of the events that you do.
I just ride bareback horses. I used to try to do all 3 rough stock events, but it turns out that's a little hard on a body.
Oh, how'd you find that one out?
I found it out the hard way, as I usually do.
So you
It kind of ran my body down to smithereens, and I figured
man.
I'd probably stick with one of them, and bareback was the most comfortable for me to go into. So
Okay. Yeah, that was
So
my
stick
next
with that.
follow-up question of what got you to choose bareback instead of some of the others. But Comfortability, that is I feel like that's a big thing, especially in rodeo.
Yeah, it definitely is. Well, I guess it's not necessarily comfortable. It takes a beating on your body anyways, but
Yeah, well, true,
like
yes.
that's kind of what my build is for, I guess I should say, is I'm
Okay.
kind of built for that, and my older brother Donnie is riding in the pros too in bareback.
Okay, so are you wanting to go pro?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. Perfect. Okay, so what year are you right now?
I'm a freshman.
You're a freshman, so you got this year and next year to really kind of get going. Are you doing any events outside that are kind of getting you ready for that pro circuit?
Yeah, I'll be doing a lot more summer stuff this year. I think go amateur rodeo.
Okay.
And I'll hopefully get my permit bought next year.
Perfect. And you have to, when your permit goes, you have to like have that permit for a year before going pro. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So once you get that permit, then you deal with, all the college stuff still, but then after that permit's been bought, then you have the chance and opportunity to go pro. How does the pro status end up working? Is it like just after that permit's done, you're pro, or is it like you have to qualify a certain amount of events?
No, you can ride in the permit. It's a little different for timed events than it is rough stock. It's little, I guess. There's not as many people in the pros that are doing rough stock events, and so it'll be a little easier to get entered in spots. But it's just the permit's like kind of the prelims to the pros.
Okay, gotcha.
You can still compete with them and at rodeos that the pros are at, but you're not going to make it all the way through, You're usually
Understandable.
not getting,
Gotcha.
but
Yeah, no, that's fully understandable. That makes a lot more sense because I think the first time when I learned about like all the permits and stuff that you have to do, one of my buddies, Ethan, he just got his pro status and everything after he just got done with his permits and everything. So, and he does all the rough stock events too. So that's why I was like, oh, hey, that's kind of cool. So, what's the coolest place you've rodeoed at?
the coolest place I've rodeoed at. I have no idea. I've gone to some pretty places over in Utah. I usually
Okay.
rodeo there during the summer, but
Yeah.
I can't really pinpoint the best place, I
Oh,
guess.
Okay, so we kind of talked a little bit with Kevy about what does preparation kind of look like, getting ready for an event, especially for the timed events, breakaway roping, and all that. What does it look like for a rough stock event?
Before a rodeo,
Yeah.
it's not as complex because I don't have to take care of a horse or anything. I just need to take care of myself and my equipment. But usually I just kind of show up and hang out and stretch out, and that's about all I really do. Just
Yeah.
talk and have fun.
What do practices look like for you?
Practices are usually just showing up. We kind of get warmed up on the bucking machine every once in a while and work on things that I saw last practice that I really need to work on. And I try to really concentrate on that one thing. And then once you get in there, it's a live, real deal. You're still getting on a bucking horse. So you don't know what's going to happen, what all could go wrong. So you just kind of go through the motions like you're at an actual rodeo and try to focus on those things you really need to tune up on.
Perfect. All right. So what's your pre-rodeo meal and drink that you like to have?
I can't eat anything before I get on a bucking horse. It's
That would kind of make sense.
yeah, it's
for
a lot of
you.
jarring around and trying not to let
if-
things come up.
Has
just-
anyone ever puked on going and doing that?
Yeah, I've seen a couple people actually.
Oh, okay.
But
I mean, I feel like it would happen. Like it's
Yeah.
not an urban legend or something.
yeah, well, most people don't really. They work to avoid that. I
Yeah,
can't.
absolutely.
I can't eat less than 3 hours before I get on.
Okay.
So I have to give my body time to process that. And then usually I just have an energy drink, and sometimes I'll mix in a little pre-workout before getting on.
Okay. Well, perfect. So, what are you eating afterwards? What's your champion dinner that you're eating?
It kind of depends on how I feel. It takes me a little while to get my hunger back in me, but usually afterwards a good steak or something would just fine right there.
All right. So, what are the sides with the steak?
I don't know. It depends on where I'm at, I guess. It's usually just the basic fries.
The basic
Kinda.
fries,
Yeah.
steak and fries. Okay. See, I normally I'm the old fart that does like steak, mashed potatoes, maybe the house salad,
Yeah.
that type of stuff. The old
Yeah.
steak vibe.
I kind of like to make sure I can get it all down because I don't like leftovers that much.
I don't either, but I mean I eat everything. But yeah, no, it's so that's it kind of feels like, especially with bronc riding, um, really kind of working on um, not losing your lunch at the first part
Yeah.
too, but it's also more of like, trying to watch the backness. And so what is kind of like a injury soreness kind of look like, if something were to kind of go right, or maybe it happens every event time that you do it. Maybe that back is kind of hurting the way it goes.
Well, there's lots of injuries that go on in the rough stock end port,
Hmm.
especially. But you always have like nicks and bruises. You're always gonna be sore. Like that's just part of it. You gotta kind of bear down and kind of man up. But no, there's a lot of people that have issues with their back and their neck and stuff. But I usually am pretty good at avoiding those types of injuries.
All right, so it's your first full official year for here at College Rodeo. You have a new head coach who you had Coach Leduc at the very beginning of the of the fall season, but you have Coach Sellers now, who she's done a great job running this whole thing. What have you seen from her so far in her leadership?
More drive and want to get people here and get the team together. She's done a really good job of kind of getting us to stay around the barn and hang out and help each other out.
Well, perfect. Well, we appreciate your time, Ronnie, and we'll be talking with you later on.
All right, thank you.
Awesome. We'll be back with another Coach's Corner coming up after this. We've got Coach Casey Sellers going to wrap things up. And welcome back here with Coach's Corner. Chase the Horseman Horsley here alongside it. Now back with head coach Casey Sellers. And Coach, you got to hear from your cowgirl that one of them a sophomore that you stole, and then you've got a freshman that bright sides looking in.
Yeah. They're we're kind of partial to them around here.
Mm-hmm. No, and that's good because I mean, if you got people that are really wanting to keep putting into the work and really kind of showing what this program is about, those are the types of people that you want here at Gillette.
For sure. Yeah, we're big. We keep a small team, so we're under 30 for both men's and women's, and that's with rough stock timed events and, like I say, the women's team. So it's important to us to keep really high quality student athletes around, ones that are self-driven and goal-oriented and not afraid of sweat equity.
So what does an average team kind of look like? Because you said you keep it small. So what does a full team kind of look like?
Well, okay, so every school in the region, their points team is 6 men and 4 women. So there's schools across this region that range from 70 to 80 kids on their team. And we're on the smaller side of the college rodeo teams in this region. I think there's a couple in Colorado that are smaller than us, but we're towards the smaller end.
But you're towards the smaller end, but you go and win competitions.
See, that's the tricky part. Is there's other universities that may have more depth.
Yeah.
They might have kids that aren't on their points team that are taking up point spots at each rodeo. So, in a way that works for them, in a way that works against them. Whereas where we have, I have 6 girls on my team. So, the 4 that are on the points team, they have got to hit, and they do. They're a great team. They're very competitive and they like what they do, and it shows.
And I think that's the downfall, of having that small team because, as you said, you have to hit on pretty much every single event that you're going to do. So it kind of puts a bigger competition into mind, for them.
Yeah, and we also recruit more of an all-around type kid, somebody that works multiple events in most situations, and that helps too. I was kind of that way myself. If I flubbed up in one event, like I came with a vengeance in the other 3. And these kids are geared that way too. So
I love
if
that.
we don't count them out if they have one mistake.
Okay, so you mentioned that for the timed events. What about for like the rough stock events? What are you kind of looking for in those? Are you looking for that all around, but type of guy, type of gal that can kind of work that?
The rough stock's different. It's a little more event specific, and those are usually one event cowboys. They might be 2 event. We've had a couple like saddle bronc, bull rider situations. Those are just so hard on your body and require so much, I guess, mental preparation and mental resilience that it kind of takes all they have to do one event.
Yeah, when we were talking with Ronnie, he was sitting over here talking. He was just like, "Yeah, I used to do so many of them, and then now he's just doing one."
Yeah. I mean, and as you level up, in high school, it's kind of good for them to branch out and try different things and kind of widen their horizons to figure out what they want to hone in on and really, try to refine that art.
So recruiting wise, what are you looking for in like a rough stock? Are you looking at more of how many times you've actually stayed on the bull, what your scores have been throughout all the different rodeos? What are the things that you're kind of looking for?
Coach Garrett takes care of all of our recruiting on the rough stock side. He does a great job. I think we're on the same page in that he looks for a solid foundation and the right mindset. So he's looking for kids that are coachable, because Marvin is very, very good at coaching, and who have the right building blocks to start.
Okay.
Kids who kind of are made of the right sand.
Mm-hmm. All right, so tell us a little bit about your new coaching staff that you kind of have here.
Yeah, I'm super excited. So Marvin Garrett has been here. I think he's been here close to 8 years, something to that tune.
Wow.
So he was here with Will, and they created a heck of a program. Bodie Madsen is my new assistant men's coach. Super excited to have him. He's just one of those people that I couldn't really imagine building this program on without. He's a multi-eventer. He's an incredible human, great person, very well respected, also incredibly successful in the arena. He's just a few credits from having his master's, so he's one of those actual student athletes too. No, very excited to have him. I think we work well together, and I'm looking forward to the future.
That's awesome. I love it, especially, we always say, what old things, come to an end, new things come in, and it really shows, especially like what you've already been able to kind of like do. I mean, you've ran the banquet for how many years before actually running it full blown by yourself this year?
Yeah, I think this is the 4th or 5th year.
4th or 5th year that it was on, and let me tell you, that banquet was awesome. First time I've ever gotten to go, and it was something different. Like I'm kind of new to all the rodeo banquets type of stuff, and it was a lot of fun. Who was that band that you guys ended up having?
The Lead Slingers.
Lead Slingers.
We're pretty partial to them. The banquet's super cool because Gillette is an amazing community, very much so behind the rodeo team and always has been. So the banquet's kind of a night where it's good for the kids to get in one room with 500 plus supporters from around here and from farther, and really see the impact that the community has on the team and the team has on the community.
Absolutely. Okay, and then rodeo coming up this weekend. This is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday type of rodeo that's coming up. Your slack events start at 1 p.m. on Friday. So kind of give us the rest of that rundown.
Yeah, so there's been a few questions about slack. Slack is, I guess it'd be easier to explain performances. Performances, there's 10 people in each perf. So it's a limited, more fast-paced, more of a show-type situation. Slack is all the rest. So a lot of the kids want to draw a perf because it's more of a, I guess, like a rodeo-type feel. And slack is a little more laid back and a little bit of just everyone else that doesn't draw the perf. But, yeah, it'll be good. And then Sunday is the championship round. So that's the top 10 in every event, and they come together to see who leaves with the most points from the Gillette College Rodeo.
So how do you draw? Do you just draw from a hat? Is that basically what it is? You got a spinny wheel that is just like, hey, there you go, type of thing?
We pray to the draw gods, and we go from there. No, it's all random, but it kind of makes a difference on, like, how you draw on barrel ground versus, being at the bottom of the ground might slow your horse up. Top of the ground might be faster. The first run on cattle, you don't know what they're going to do, and you have a delusion of knowing what they're going to do the second round kind of deal. So it's all luck.
Now, was all the events in the East Pavilion, or is there going to be some in different places?
Nope, they're all in East Pavilion. Cow Country Horse Sale is going on in Central. There's going to be vendors, and there should be a lot to look at there, a lot to keep you busy.
A lot to look at. Okay, so if anyone is thinking about, oh, hey, how do I get a hold of you for recruiting? I know you guys probably do a lot of that reaching out, but I know there's probably some kids that are probably watching. They're like, oh man, yeah, I want to work or come here now. I mean, work here pretty much because you are working. You're putting the work in. But how could they get a hold of you?
Yeah, they're welcome to go. Our Facebook page has all of my info. The NIRA website under Central Rocky Mountain Region has all of our info. And then the Gillette College Athletics page also has all of my info. So you're welcome to reach out. We love to hear from kids. It's never too early to start asking and poking around. And yeah, we're pretty easy to get along with.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, we appreciate your time and best of luck coming up against this fun rodeo that you're going to be putting all together. Are you swamped yet, or are you kind of enjoying it?
I think we've lived in a state of swampedness since Christmas, so we're just getting used to it.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, we appreciate your time, and we're going to wrap things up here with our Coach's Corner. Remember, you can check out every Coach's Corner here on our Pronghorn Athletics YouTube page. And remember, the rodeo coming up this weekend. It's going to be on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Again, Slack events on Friday will start at 1 p.m. You can also watch it live on our Pronghorn Athletics YouTube page as well. So make sure if you can't make it out to the Slack events or the performance events that you are sitting here watching it live. We'll have each and every event live on it. And we're going to be doing something new this year. So hopefully everyone stay tuned for that. But once again, from Coach's Corner, from Coach Casey Sellers to Chase the Horseman Horsley, we will see y'all next time.